Not me. Okay. All right. So hello and welcome to our Peak R classes recorded video. And this is a huge part of our final project, and we are so happy to be here today. One of our fellow NCCC members, right here, started a business last semester, and our class is helping him build the foundation of his business via our final project. And today we are welcoming Zach Penque, and he created Real Talk Media, and we're interviewing him for our class. So welcome, Zach, and let's start with your first question, of course, which is, what is your name? On to your next question.
So my name is Zach Penque. Yeah, thank you guys a lot for having me. I really do appreciate this.
Question 2.
Great.
What? I thought you said I was one. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so sorry. I have the questions though. My bad, Zach. I'm sorry for your
That's okay, man.
I'm sorry for, but anyways, what is your major? What are you going to school for?
So as right now, I'm going to Niagara County Community College for public communications. However, when I plan on going to another university afterwards, I'm going to be dual majoring in political science.
Okay.
Bree, you're number 3 too. Or yeah.
Oh my. What questions did I have? I thought you told me I was 1, 5, and 7.
You're 2, 3, 5, and 7.
Oh, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. When do you graduate, Zach?
I should be graduating by fall of 2021.
Okay. So.
The fourth question goes to Beth.
Oh, I didn't even have that one highlighted. Like you said, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I'm so sorry. So even though it sounds like you are definitely already answering this question, but are you continuing college after your associates, and if so, where?
Yes, I do actually plan on going most likely up to a master's degree, but I do plan on going to Niagara University afterwards, but I mean, nothing is set in stone as of right now.
Okay. Are you continuing college after your associates? If so, where?
We should start over.
What?
This is a good little trial run, so we all are on the
What did
same.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Beth, you can take number 6.
Okay. Oh wait, are we on number 5 though?
Yes, but it was already answered.
Okay, so number 6. All right.
Oh snap. My bad, guys.
It's okay. Can you tell us a little bit about Real Talk Media, Zach?
So I started the company actually with the help of Jessica last year, and it was originally meant to be a way for me to express a lot of my feelings about certain things that are going on in the world, whether it be economically or locally within our communities. But things kind of changed slowly along the lines, and it's pretty much now evolving into this enormous platform that I envision will be something that really is not necessarily dictated by one person's perception of things, but by multiple people's. So it gives everybody a broader idea of what the general mass thinks.
And so Bree has number 7.
What is the mission of this company? What are you trying to accomplish?
I am trying to accomplish a set platform that people can look upon as something that they trust as honest and non-biased.
Very nice. And what inspired the idea for Real Talk Media?
To be honest, the fact that I don't like working for somebody. I've always been the type of person that's wanted to do things my way and do it how I please. And I know working in set guidelines for how I want to get things done is a huge limiting factor of myself as an individual.
I respect it, Zach.
Thank you.
And has this concept for your business changed from when you first created it? Like, how has it evolved over time?
Yes. So, like I said before, it actually did start off as like the idea of like creating a individual podcast that people would just come to and listen to just me. But after a little bit of reworking on the ideas of it, it's now come down to having multiple people running their own podcasts and doing their own shows, and it's not going to be overlapping content. So it's just spread out and as wide as possible.
Very nice. And what is it like to be a student and an entrepreneur?
Stressful. It really is. You know, having to try to juggle a new apartment, job, school, and then also trying to start up a business is it's definitely a lot to take on as an individual. But I mean, if you know yourself and limitations that are placed amongst yourself, whether it be for mental health reasons or so be it, then I think you can do whatever is really set forth for you. And that's kind of what I've just been doing with all of this.
Absolutely. And I can definitely tell you firsthand, I'm juggling all that myself, especially being a first-time mom and expecting a little one in 6-7 weeks. So I understand that completely. And what classes do you think have helped you start this business, if there is any?
Public relations. I did not expect myself to actually enjoy that class as much as I did. I actually took it as a filler class to begin with because I didn't really expect much out of it. But then actually, once I got into the class and I started doing legitimate things that were not, I guess, just sitting by and reading a textbook and answering questions on a piece of paper, we were doing far more than that. We were actually getting involved in the community. We're trying to get people together, and we were actually working to create a bigger project that was bigger than this class even after it was done with. I think because of that, it's kind of given me a different mindset of how I view the way I learn.
What was it like to start a business as an independent study / like your internship?
That's kind of a difficult question. It's, like I said, it's definitely hard in all sorts of ways possible. It is definitely hard, but I mean, I enjoy it.
Nice. And with this pandemic, how has your plan of launching the campaign changed? What sacrifices have you had to make?
Well, we were supposed to have a large audience of people, and the anticipation was around maybe 200 to 300 people. But according to the CDC, that's frowned upon by a large proportion. So a lot of this is now going to be converted to online, but I guess it works out at the end anyways because all of the content is going to be online anyways. This was just kind of getting the word of mouth out there.
Right, yeah. And how can doing this experience as a student impact your life and the aspirations you have? Like, how is this in the long run going to benefit you?
Well, for one, I'll have my own business. That's always a big
Definitely.
plus. But I think it will really, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I can't really answer that. You're going to have to give me a second on this one. I really have to think about that now, actually.
Maybe I could ask it in a different way.
Yeah.
Do you see this launching anything for your career? I mean, were you into PR before you started? And maybe you're thinking of a new career direction now, something like that?
Well, I actually was absolutely not interested in public relations at all before that class, but I understood the importance of it as an individual. Me, per se, do I find a passion for PR? No. But I think that it is, like I said, an extremely important tool for anybody to really learn if you're trying to get into starting your own business or even trying to understand how businesses operate.
Nice.
So how can students get involved with Real Talk Media?
Students can get involved in, honestly, in many different ways. They can reach out to me personally or through any of the Real Talk social media accounts asking if they want to start doing their own podcast. They would then be given the opportunity to be able to start uploading this through Real Talk and getting that audience through Real Talk to see their stuff.
And that's the same way that they can show like support for the company, right? That's
Yeah,
how they can show.
exactly. There's obviously liking, commenting, sharing any of the posts that we were to put out there, but also we're going to be working on a platform that's going to be allowing people to be uploading articles or little, I guess you could say, small blogs of things that they find rather interesting or have a lot of knowledge in that they would like to share with people. So that's going to be one of the main ways that people are able to actually share their own ideas or get more connected through Real Talk.
How do you envision Real Talk Media and how it's going to impact student lives around the world?
Well, with the whole idea with Real Talk is trying to get everybody onto the same page. And I think a lot, and especially in college campuses now, there is this polarization in viewpoints, whether it be politically or morally, where nobody can decide what is considerably right or wrong. And I think a lot of that also has to come down to the misinterpretation of the facts that are given out by the major news sources. So with having a viable connection for actual trustworthy sources of news, I think that alone is going to start getting people on the right page to actually working together, because that's not happening right now.
Is there anything else you want to add to the interview? Anything you want to say before I wrap up?
I just honestly, I want to add this. I want to thank you guys for really putting in the effort this semester for being able to actually get things together, start putting all of the little bits and pieces together for Real Talk. Because I can't lie and say that I couldn't have done it on my own, but it would have taken me far longer than it would have with all of you guys together. And because of that, I'm eternally grateful to all of you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Does anybody
Thank you,
have any
Jessica.
questions?
I have one question for you.
What's up?
After this whole pandemic is over, are you going to like try and start back up the whole having meetings and stuff like that?
Yes. I would
Okay.
definitely plan on doing that.
Okay.
I actually have a question too. Do you have like any advice for people starting up their own businesses?
Don't get discouraged by the process, and don't get discouraged if you can't figure out a name for the business, because that is something that's going to take a lot more time than you will ever imagine, because you think it's original, and then you go on to the directory for all the names that have the copyrights to it, and then you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. You just got to be patient. Don't worry about not knowing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, nobody knows what they're doing. It's a sink or swim.
Okay.
Solid advice.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Of course.